Hello folks, this is Sula speaking. You're listening to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is taken from a double-up game that I played together with JDP Grillo. We have gold borders at the time. I think we were in gold 2, which maybe doesn't sound that great, but this was early enough in set 8 that we were actually pretty close to the top of the ladder. I think we're actually around like 500th place on the North American ladder when this took place, something like that. But anyway, the theme of this particular video is trust in the scaling. We're going to be playing scaling comps that get stronger over time. And this turned into one of the best double-up games that we had played yet. So I wanted to share this one. It does feature some champions and some traits that I've used in other videos, but it's just a really entertaining game and one that I wanted to save so I can look back at this down the road and remember this one, just like I've done for a number of other games. So I don't want to oversell it, but it was a good double-up match and one that I wanted to put up on YouTube. All right, so what we're going to be seeing in this game is I am going to be playing one of my favorite traits here in set 8, Anima Squad. I've been playing this trait an awful lot. It is actually kind of underpowered at the moment in this build, which is the B version of the patch from the initial release version. Anima Squad not seeing a ton of play. It's not one of the stronger setups. Mostly people are playing either AP comps of some kind, Talia and Soraka comps are both pretty strong, or they're playing some variation of Yuumi Mascot Reroll, which is, of course, also another AP comp, but plays pretty significantly differently because it relies on Yuumi, Mascots, and Supers units. So far, I haven't really found anything yet. I took my preferred opening of a belt off the initial carousel, and I've also grabbed a sword thus far. So one more round here. And I'm looking for something. Again, I really haven't found much of anything so far. I really don't have much direction for my comp. At the moment, I just have 2 out of 3 Luxes, so I was thinking maybe I can play Lux. I've also got this Rammus here, so I think I end up selling the Rammus and just buying up the remaining champions. I can't remember if I end up doing that or not. But basically, because I don't know what I'm going to be playing yet, I'm just trying to keep my options open by having lots of units here. I guess I held on to the Rammus because I didn't think I was going to play Kayle or Draven. Draven has not really been in the meta this whole patch, so I suspect he's going to get overbuffed in the next patch, and then he'll be everywhere because that's how they do these things. Anyway, so we've got a rod, a belt, and a sword here. And then look what I get. I was like, I've got some laser core stuff with Ashe and Renekton, but I don't have any laser core units, so it feels a little odd to play into this. Also Nasus, but I was like, support Nasus, that doesn't feel that good. I was like, you know what? This is the first augment. I have my reroll. Let's go ahead and reroll. And then I was like, oh, stacks on stacks, gain a Nasus. He has 10% attack damage, which increases permanently by 2% when he casts his ability. So I've got the stacking Nasus one. This means every time he casts his ability, he permanently gains extra damage. And it actually was enough to 2-star him right out of the gate. So I was like, all right, well, let's go ahead and we'll look to try to play Nasus. And I've also got, just by dumb luck, a random 2-star Lulu. So I'll go ahead and look to play that. And then I would like to get the Anima Squad trait into play, but I can't do that yet. I need another Anima Squad unit. So I don't quite manage to get that in play yet. But I will go ahead and put this sword on Nasus. Just because Nasus is a champ that does physical damage. There you go. You see me highlighting this trait again. So a chance to play through one of the more unique augments here in the set, the one that causes Nasus to stack infinitely. Now, I actually did a game already on YouTube featuring that. It was in footage that JDP Grillo sent me, who I'm joining together with here. Grillo, on the other hand, has the support augment for Gangplank, which is the one that causes him to gain ability power, or excuse me, not ability power, causes him to have a chance to drop gold every time he kills an enemy unit. So I'll pull the exact description for that because it's actually someone else in the game has this augment as well, and it was offered to me, but I chose to pass it up because I didn't really have the setup for it. All right, this one's called Get Paid. Gain a Gangplank. When you field him, your team has 50% chance to gain 1 gold on kill. So anytime your team kills a unit, you have 50% chance for 1 gold to drop, and that's the one that Grillo has here. So it is a scaling economic trait. It does not do anything to make your team stronger. It also means if you want to get the benefit, you have to field Gangplank on your board in order to get that, and Gangplank is not a very good unit long-term unless you're planning on running supers, which I don't believe Grillo ends up doing in this game. But nonetheless, we still have kind of have these scaling traits over time. Grillo's feeding him extra money, me by having Nasus getting these additional stacks whenever he casts his ability. That's one thing that's important to note. It's not when he kills an enemy. This is not a standard League of Legends where Nasus's Q goes up when he kills enemies. It goes up whenever he casts his ability. So that's handy to keep in mind. All right, as far as what else is going on here, yeah, so we're trying to grab Nasuses. Obviously, we want to try to hit these units. So I have been able to get 4 of them so far. Actually, I think Grillo already sent me 1, so I could make the 2-star unit. I believe I had 2 out of 3, and he sent me 1, so I could make the 2-star unit, just so I could get the 2-star Nasus in play right away. I've also had the good luck to find an early Vayne, so that was enough to get the Anima Squad in play quickly. Now I'm trying to figure out what I want to do with these items. I've got kind of this unusual setup here. Normally when you play Anima Squad, Nasus is just a trait bot. He's not really significant as far as he himself, but the Stacks on Stacks turns him into a carry as well. So you kind of get an additional carry. So I'm going to be looking to play through Vayne and then also through the Nasus, which I would not normally do. And then I might also have the opportunity to turn Misfortune into a carry as well. I'm also going to start stacking up that Fame. So again, if you're going to play Anima Squad, you want to get it in play quickly so you can start stacking up that Fame. If you're unfamiliar with this, every time an Anima Squad unit gets a kill, they gain a point of Fame. Fame stacks up over time. Each point of Fame gives Anima Squad units 5 HP. So it's quite handy to have over time because it is a scaling trait. So I kind of have double scaling here. I have the Nasus stacks, and then I also have Anima Squad gaining health. Okay, so there are spatulas available here. There's actually I think that this carousel pops up 5% of the time, where there are 3 spatulas on this carousel. Grillo is its second pick, so he's able to take one. I was not able to get that, but there is something that's very useful here, and that is a bow, because that will be good enough for a Rage Blade that I can stick on Vayne. I actually did think about putting it on Nasus, but it's actually not that great of an item on Nasus. He doesn't really stack up attack speed in any significant way, so I will go ahead and put the Rage Blade on Nasus. I've also found a Jinx. I'm going to toss her in there, although Jinx is not really the unit I want, because Jinx is, I mean, she gives me a little bit more damage profile, but what I honestly need right now is a little bit more frontline. So I would love to get, the unit I most want to find is Riven, because Riven is the frontline unit for an Anima Squad. That also take me up to 5 Anima Squad. So I'm playing this Galio. I could also replace Galio with the Malphite here. Yeah, and you see, because I already had Anima Squad in, I just decided, let's toss in Zoe. Zoe's probably going to deal more damage anyway, even though she has no traits in and no items. Her bubble is really good at just dealing damage over time to enemies, so she can soften up units for Nasus and for Vayne to kill. She's probably not going to kill anything herself, which is good because she is not an Anima Squad unit, and I don't want her getting kills because we will not get Fame if she takes the kills, but she is going to be useful to have over here. All right, anyway, I've been winning all my rounds thus far, but I've got another board coming over to reinforce. And while that does give a chance to farm a little bit more Fame, does not look like that's going to be enough in this round. I was hoping Vayne could kill that Yumi, but nope, that person coming over with all the laser drones, not enough for me to take them down. All right, so I'm going to get some other useful stuff here. There's an Alistar. Could just replace the Galio with Alistar, potentially. I make this substitution at first to play more Mascot Frontline. So this gives me 3 Mascots, which is a little wonky. I don't think that's quite what I want. But I could potentially take out one of these units. I'm kind of just filling up my bench with different units here to give me different options. I'm aware that if I sold a bunch of these, I could get up to 20. You also see that Grillo right now is kind of doing the same thing. He's not quite sure what he's going to play yet, so he's just trying to fill up his bench with a whole bunch of different units. And then we'll try to figure it out from here. This person's board, though, looks pretty strong. They've got a whole bunch of 2 stars up on the front line. I don't know if my units are going to hang on long enough to take these down. I guess we'll have to wait and find out. At least Nasus is casting his ability, so he's getting more stacks. And we're also picking up at least a little bit of additional Fame. But I don't know if we have quite enough here. Let's see if we can finish these up. Nope. Unfortunately, the Vayne got one shot, was not able to kill Talon. So that's a bit unfortunate. And I am going to drop a couple of these units that I don't look like I'm going to play. So kind of a mixed bag as far as how things are going here. Not terrible. I already have 5 Nasuses so far, and that means if Grillo can find a 2-star Nasus, then we're going to be close. I know he was searching for additional Nasuses. How many does he have over there? He has 2 more as well. So we actually have 7 between us already. So that's pretty good. So we have pretty good odds to be able to make the 3-star Nasus, and that's probably the best thing that's happened thus far. I've also been able to get the early Vayne with the Rage Blade, so like not terrible, but I do only have 8 Fame, which is not a ton for this stage in the game. I wish I had a little bit more. All right, now where I go from here is going to depend at least in part on what items I get. I was actually hoping that would be a spatula, but no, I don't get a spatula there. That would have been nice. I could have looked to make an Anima Squad spatula, which is always quite nice to get, but no, doesn't end up happening. I do need to consolidate my bench a little bit. This is a few too many units here. All right, now I've ended up getting double belts here, and the double belts is kind of interesting. So I do want to make a Warmog. So I could put this on a frontliner. Like if I had a Riven, I would consider making it. But I was like, you know what? Let's just play this on Nasus. This is not going to help him as a carry unit. However, it is going to be pretty useful for him just because the mascot trait does regenerate health on a percentage basis. And this is going to make him much tankier because I think it gives him like 800 additional health, something like that. I figured that this will make him much tankier, and he is going to serve as a frontliner, so it's not going to be a wasted item. It also means that if he survives longer in the fights, he will get more casts off, and he will farm more stacks of his ability. So, as I said, this is not an item that's going to increase his damage output, but I don't think it's a terrible item for him to have. Obviously, I wouldn't put it on him if I thought it was a terrible item, but yeah, so a little bit odd. But I do think it makes sense, especially given the items I have. I mean, I guess I could have put that on one of the other units, but who else was I going to put that on? Like a 1-star Alistar? I don't know. That doesn't feel that good. So, all right, making use of what I've got. I've got double belts. We'll make the Warmugs. I am looking to try to find a cloak so that I can make a Bloodthirster on Nasus. All right, out of these options, I'm looking at the different things. It's not double trouble. I'm not going to field 2 copies. Preparation, maybe, but I don't love preparation here. I guess that's a possibility. Instead, I was like, you know what? I'm trying to find 3-star Nasus. I'm going to be looking for like 3-star Vayne. I'm going to be looking for 3-star Riven. Let's just go ahead and take the free reroll. It does also give me 12 extra gold. All right, so we also have the potential to get up to 5 Anima Squad. Is that good? Is that better than some of these other options here? I decide that I will go to level 6 here, even though it's going to cost... this is standard timing, of course, to go to level 6, and then I can play one more unit, and I was like, all right, I guess Alistar is the one more. So we can probably drop the Gallios at this point. Or do we rather have Gallio? He does give me civilian trait. Alistar's a much better unit, but I do get the civilian trait from Gallio. All right, so I guess I ended up putting Gallio back in, and I'm just kind of holding right now to see which one of these, if either, I can end up 2-starring, and then we'll end up going from there. So I don't love having this. This is not a trait that gives me any in-combat advantage, but I'm hoping it'll let me hit some more of my 3-stars here. I also wish that the Nasus was not right next to the Jax here, but at least I think he got off one more cast before he died. Do we have enough damage to kill this Jax? It sure doesn't look like it. Maybe if Grillo comes over here. I don't think so. Oh, nope, here he comes. Can Vayne hold out a little bit longer? Yes. Just barely made it over there in time. Now, Grillo has gone ahead and taken an Ornn item. He has gone ahead and picked up the Anima Visage. So we've got Animal Squad and Anima Visage here in this game. And there we go. There's another Nasus. Okay, not bad. I do actually wish I'd picked up Jinxes because I think I could have potentially looked to make 3-star Jinx in this game. Because like I already have 2 Jinxes. And there's a big hit. I get the Neela, and I also find the Gallio, so that is not bad at all. But I think if I could have picked up Jinxes, Jinx is a unit that should stay in my comp the whole game because I want to play 5 Anima Squad. I think I should have gone for 3-star Jinx as well. Let me just look at her numbers for a second. I'm not sure what she gets when hitting 3-star. Let's see, her damage, she does not increase the duration of her stun, but her damage does go up pretty significantly. Goes up from base damage 300 on the stun to 480. That's a pretty big increase. That's more than 50% increase. So yeah, probably should have looked to do that, but nope, I passed that up. I mean, it does save money. It would have cost a little bit of money to grab Jinxes when I'm already grabbing Nasuses, but I do think that would have made more sense because I would have been at 4 of them already, and I have this reroll trait, so missed opportunity, something to consider for the future. All right, now I am going to return the favor for Grillo. Last round, he came over and helped me beat this Jax board. Now I'm going to come over and help him beat the same Jax board, and I even farm another point of fame, so up to 20 fame now. Haha. There we go. All right, on this carousel, I was looking for a cloak, most importantly, because I was trying to get a Bloodthirster on Nasus. Nasus needs some kind of lifesteal, and Bloodthirster is his best item as far as getting lifesteal. It's because it causes him to not only get lifesteal on his auto attack, which is going to scale and scale and scale and scale, but it also gives him a health shield, and Nasus is going to end up with a lot of health if he's a 3-star unit, and if he has the, if he has the Anima Squad health stacking, yes. But I don't get it, so I end up taking a glove instead, which was a little bit disappointing. Not what I was looking for there, so I'm going to have to look to put another item on him there. I could make Infinity Edge, which would cause Nasus to hit extremely hard, but it's not quite what I want, and the fact is I do need to get some kind of crit item on Vayne as well, so I'm going to hold and see. Now here we had the chance to get the first gift, and I take the component Anvil, and I was like, oof. Ugh. I was hoping for a cloak here. I don't get a cloak. So I was like, You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the vest. I'm going to put this on Nasus. This does not give him lifesteal, but it is going to give him Edge of Night, which is the aggression drop item, the old Guardian Angel. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up there and give him Edge of Night, which is always good on melee carries. Always good. Those of you who might remember in set 7, how whenever people would want to play Shi-OU, they would often want to get this item because it allowed her to just get that aggression drop and cause other units to ignore her if she was focused early on in the fights. So this is a defensive item. Again, I do need to get a lifesteal item of some kind on Nasus, but I'm going to try to use his 3rd item slot for that. Again, the goal is this is going to allow him to survive longer in fights, get off more casts, deal more damage, and it is just an overall good item for any melee frontline unit. So it's really good on Zed in this set, and I think it'll be a pretty good fit on the Nasus here. So, like I said, not quite what I was looking for, but hopefully I have a chance to get more swords. Of course, I'm going to need to itemize Vayne as well, but we'll see what I can manage to do. Anyway, so far things are going great. We're both on long winning streaks. Some of the other boards are getting a bit, or have not been especially strong. A couple people are going for the Yuumi mascot reroll, which neither of us are doing. Grillo does not really have too much direction in his comp just yet, but he's continuing to try and play up to stronger units. He's continuing to try to farm gold off of his Gangplank augment and just see what he can make in the late game. Just like get to level 8, try to get to level 9, and go from there. This board, though, is going to be a problem. This person has 3-star Galio, and they already have 6 mascots in because they have a mascot emblem. Now, they only have 1-star Yuumi. They don't have any items for Yuumi, but that's going to be problematic that they have a Trinity Force on Galio. They also have the Galio carry augment. Now, you might be wondering, why was I positioning Riven in the back lines? Well, this is why, because someone in the lobby had a Blitzcrank arm. We were paying attention, so I could not play Vayne in a back corner because she could get grabbed by the Blitzcrank arm. So I stuck Riven back there as grab bait. It turned out that Jinx was the one who got grabbed instead, which is not quite what I was looking for, but oh well. Also in this fight, it looks like Vayne got popped anyway. That means Nasus is just going to stand there tanking. Is chilling. Oh, by the way, but Jax is going to come in and, yeah, finishes it off. Unfortunate that we couldn't, someone apparently was not able to kill that Jax. And so Grillo and I both lose our win streaks right before the minion round, which is very unfortunate. Really would have been worth a lot of gold to keep that going, but nope, it was not able to do so. All right, anyway, so stage 3, pretty good overall. If we had been able to win that last round, it would have been much better, but no, weren't able to. By the way, there's another Jinx. I think I'd be on like 6 Jinxes if I was just picking these up. Kind of sad that I'm not grabbing more Jinxes. So I've got a leftover glove. I want to see if I can make something with this. Options would be either another damage item for Vayne, which I definitely do need to get more damage items. There's a bow, so like that could be Last Whisper on her. There's another glove. And what do we have here? Oh, there's a cloak. I wish I still had my sword. There's yet another Jinx, by the way. All these Jinxes. Why did I not pick up these Jinxes? I am going to pick up this Echo, though. And I can toss the Alistar on the board. I decided I was just going to drop the Galio. And we'll put in Neela for right now. Now, I would prefer to play the Kai'Sa over Neela. But Neela is 2-star and Kai'Sa is not. I'm also going to take this tier. I really have no use for tiers in my comp. So I'm going to take the tier and stick it on the Nasus, and I'm going to make Hand of Justice. This is strictly inferior to making a Bloodthirster. Bloodthirster is significantly better on Nasus, but it will give him some lifesteal, give him some Omnivamp, and it will cause him just to be a sturdier unit all around as he's able to survive for longer in these fights. So again, this is me putting a bit of a suboptimal item here, but I had multiple gloves. I didn't really have any good way to use the gloves. By the way, look at the Edge of Night dropping aggression here. It's not going to be enough to win this fight, but it did allow me to drop aggression in that fight. That person looks like they're doing a reroll laser core, and they already had 3-star Ashe on their board. So our boards have fallen off a little bit because some of the rerollers have kind of hit their comps, whereas we are looking still to level a little bit longer here. So hopefully we will be able to avoid losing too much health as we're both trying to get to level 8 and see what we can get at level 8. I would get a lot stronger in particular if I could hit oh, by the way, I'm going to get a mascot emblem here. And that's significant because it's going to let me play 4 mascot, excuse me. So, unfortunately, I just sold the Galio. That's kind of sad. I was like, oh man, I just sold Galio. I wish I still had that unit. But I'm going to hold on to this, and now I can turn another unit into a mascot. So I would ideally like that on some kind of frontliner. I could put it on Riven. Yeah, Riven's the logical person to put this on. And so now I want to get to level 8 and put in another mascot unit. I mean, I guess it could be Yuumi. By the way, there's yet another Jinx. I made note of this because I knew that I had passed a lot of Jinxes. And I was like, oh man, really wish I had picked up some more of those units. Ideally, I would pick up Nunu and play the Nunu, But Nunu's going to be a little harder to find being a 5-cost unit. All right, I am going to send the Echo over to Grillo because he is building a board around that. He's going to end up playing into Echo. By the way, we'll come back to this later, but he's going to end up playing quite a few Echoes. He also is on 2 out of 3 Nasuses, so we are sitting on 8 Nasuses combined. So I'm hoping he can find one more, and he'll be able to transfer over to me so I can hit that. I still also only have 1-star Vayne. However, I have made a very important item on Vayne. I did manage to make a Last Whisper. That's going to be really nice because she's going to be armor shredding the enemy team, which is going to be very good against some of these boards. This person's running so many Brawler. By the way, look at the reinforcing board just pops right on top of Vayne. That's pretty sad. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes the reinforcing mechanic really messes you up. All right, Jinx is going to kill another unit there for another point of fame, but it's not quite enough. And we're going to come up a little bit short there. There we go. Finally, 2-star Vayne. So that's big. Again, I'm trying to get up to... I want to get up to 3-star Vayne eventually. But now, because I have this mascot emblem, I do have a choice to make. By the way, still on 2 out of 3 Nasuses over there. Grillo looks like he's going into Star Guardians, and he's going to go into Heavy Heart. He managed to get a Heart emblem, which he's put on Zoe. So he's going to be looking to push towards 6 Heart and kind of have this Soraka Zoe-based Heart team composition. So his board's going to be very good at scaling over time as well, because every time Heart units cast in the fight, they're going to be stacking up ability power for the rest of the board. Right now in this patch, Heart 6 is 10 ability power per cast. And remember, Zoe has ridiculously low mana, so she's going to cast like crazy. So if he can get the Zoe plus Soraka combo, it's going to be pretty brutal. You know what else is brutal? Look at this board. I was like, what? Why are there so many units on my board? And just like, as soon as the fight starts, I have 13 units on my board. We think that what happened is the team that was on 0 HP quit the lobby. So I just got double reinforced instantly at the start of the fight. There's like a 7-second delay, but it's not nearly long enough. So I just had, again, 13 units on my board pretty much instantly. And the same thing actually happened to Grillo as well. So, like, we don't think that we're doing especially badly, but just these other teams have scaled up really, really hard. So we're actually last pick in the lobby right now. And we definitely need to get stronger based off of what we have right now. I'm looking at different items here. I see that there is a bow available, so I'm going to go ahead and look to grab that for the Vayne. That could be a Hurricane, but I can probably get something a little bit better. I did also think about taking the Fiddlesticks with the Cloak, which would have made a Dragon's Claw for a frontliner, but we'll figure something out right there. There, I did manage to make 2-star Alistar. And I'm going to continue to roll a little bit more. Actually, no, go level 8. I actually thought I rolled a little bit more there, but nope. So I just need another mascot for 4 mascot. That's going to be pretty big. That's going to be great for Nasus. I find a Soraka. That's what Grillo wants. I now have 8 Nasuses. So I was like, can I find the last one? I can get Grillo to send me one if I can't find it. I don't want to roll too low here. But hey, I find another Vayne. I find 6 Vaynes. That's pretty good. And Grillo is going to send me, there we go. He sent me, he had a 2-star Nasus as well. So we've used 2 out of our 3 sends already, but we did manage to make the 3-star Nasus, and that should increase the value of my board by quite a bit. Now, I also have to be thinking here, do I want to play Kaisa? I've only found 1 Kaisa the entire game. I was like, you know what? I think it's more important to run 4 mascot because the Galio is just going to get dropped for Nunu as soon as I find him. But 4 mascot's actually really important for the, in order to keep the Nasus alive. He does have the Warmog, so he's going to be regenerating an awful lot of his health. And he will keep getting more and more and more health as the fights go on. Also, I should pick up this Neela. Just should pick up that unit because why not? I'm playing the unit. Do I grab this unit? No. Do not end up grabbing that unit. Really should have grabbed that one. Ah, well. Okay, so over there, and we are still trying to grab additional Star Guardians for Grillo's board. There's a Neela. Do I pick this one up? I think I was around the point where I decided I was going to stop grabbing Kaisas and just grab the Neelas instead. Somewhere around this point in time. I'm definitely looking to increase my front line. If I had a more legitimate front line that wasn't just the Nasus, it would be quite nice because I'd like to have Nasus not get focused in the fights. Ideally, I'd have people focus on Alistar and Riven, so I definitely need to improve that. And I think here I'm just deciding if I'm going to drop this. Also, I still have 1-star Riven, which is not great. The mascot trait is not doing very much when she has such low base health. At least I have Anima Squad kicking in some additional health there. All right, so in this fight, there was a Bramble Vest on one of the enemy team's units, but I've got the Last Whisper, so that's going to armor shred. And I've also got the Edge of Night, so that's going to allow Nasus to avoid aggression. He was getting focused in the fight, but then Edge of Night kicks in, drops the aggression, and oh, look at that. He's already up to 400 AD, and we're only on stage 4, towards the end of stage 4, but we still have a little ways to go. So yeah, he can farm more fame, and he can farm more stacks on other people's boards. I mentioned this before, but one of the reasons why I like Anima Squad on these the 2-player co-op mode. All right, so other stuff I can try to pick up. I can pick up the Alistar here. I still have not found any Kaisas. Yeah, I should have been grabbing these Neelas. There's really no reason not to grab them because it makes it easier to hit Vayne by grabbing these. I should just grab the 3-cost units. By the way, how many Jinxes have I seen? Yeah, probably could have had Jinx 3-star by now. I know it would have cost a little gold, but I do think that would have been worthwhile to pick up. So probably should have picked up a few more of these Jinxes. And hey, 3-star Jinx with the additional Anima Squad health would not hurt. Okay, so some good stuff here. I am going to get, what is this? I get an additional sword. I actually get an additional cloak. If I had an item remover, I could put Bloodthirster on Nasus right now. But that's not quite enough here. So I was like, what do I want to make here? I was like, I would like to make Giant Slayer for Vayne. There's a lot of 3-stars in this lobby, so I think I want to do that. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to roll down a little bit more here. There's another Vayne, so I'm close to Vayne 3-star. Still got this Soraka, still have these Echoes. I'm picking up Echoes for Grillo, so let's go ahead and make the Giant Slayer. Really good against the 3-stars in this lobby. And then I want to make a Sunfire Cape. It's actually important I do this because I need a heal cut for the mascot players in the lobby. I don't have any anti-heal on my board, so I have to get some kind of anti-heal just to stop them from regenning over and over and over again. All right, that's where I make the decision that I'm not going to play Kaisa. I should hold on to the Alistar, though, because this is a 3-star reroll comp. I'm rerolling for Vayne, but I'm also rerolling for Riven. I could pick up Riven and Alistar and Neela. They're all 3-cost units. I should just pick up all of them because they help unlock one another. So there's no reason to sell Alistar. I'm definitely going to play him. I need him for mascot trait, so I might as well pick up that unit as well. And there's no reason not to hold these. Anyway, now that I've hit the 3-star Nasus and Vayne is fully itemized, I'm definitely getting a lot stronger. I really would like to get Riven 2-star now to improve the strength of my board. So we're hanging in there. We look like we're going to get snowballed out of the lobby, but we did stabilize here. And this is pretty nice. I'm going to hit the Riven. Still get that free reroll every round. I'd love to get up around 50 gold now and try to slow roll a bit around 50 gold because I think I'm stable on health now. And then I also have this 2-star Echo. I was considering playing it myself. I would get Prankster trait, but I think I end up sending that over to Grillo. He's actually stacking a decent number of Echoes right now. That actually would give us 5 Echoes between the two of us. So I think we were like, maybe we just hold these Echoes and see if we can try to 3-star that. By the way, this is also the round where I'm going to get the gift from a partner. So I will go ahead and take the Dragon's Claw, and then I also get the components to make a Zeke, so I'll go ahead and do that as well. And I think my board got quite a bit stronger there. I also can only send either the Soraka or the Echo here, and I believe that long-term I'm going to end up sending the 2-star Echo. So at some point I end up selling the Soraka. Well, we do not have any more of the, we only have one more of the expensive sends. We cannot send any more of the cheap sends. Anyway, this fight's going to be pretty close. They have a 3-star Ashe over there, so who wins 3-star the Vayne or the 3-star Ashe? Well, their front line survived longer, so it looks like it's going to be 3-star Ashe, and they managed to farm some gold off that. They have gold featherweights augment as well, so that's the kind of the board we have to overcome right there. One person playing 6 laser core, that's reroll Ashe, and then the other person, I'll see if I can spot what they're playing, but it looks like it's going to come down to us and this other team. They're definitely ahead of us in the lobby on health, so we're going to have to try to chase them down, given that they're up around 70 health and we're at 33. Now I get the chance to send Grillo a gift. I can send him a spatula, or for 3 gold extra, I can send him, or 4 gold extra, I can send him a ultimate with a, what is it? Geez, I'm fumbling it. A Tome of Traits as well. Also that option. I also make one of my biggest mistakes of the match. So I just flubbed Jinx completely in this match. Not only do I not grab Jinxes towards Jinx 3-star, which I easily could have gotten with my reroll each round, I also make a mistake. I sell the Jinx here. I needed to sell the Sylas. I forgot that I had Sylas on my board. So Sylas was the unit to sell. Sylas was doing literally nothing. Jinx at least provides stuns on her ability. But the Sylas is literally doing nothing. He's just giving me Anima Squad trait. So I do want to play MF here, but I needed to drop the Sylas, not the Jinx. So whoops, that's actually a pretty big mistake to lose that unit there. I would have been much stronger if I had held the Jinx and I had 3-starred it, because then I would have had like another unit that's legitimately contributing to the team. All right, over here, we're up against this board of heavy mascots, and it's like we just cannot get through the health regen. That Galio with the carry augment with an Anima Visage, we're really struggling. But the Nasus, look how long he's tanking here. Nasus is lasting forever. So are we finally going to be able to race down this team? No, not quite, but look how close we got there. Definitely starting to make progress. Now, if I could hit a Vayne 3-star, I definitely would have won that fight. So just needed one more unit. Needed to get the Vayne 3-star. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead, and I actually don't even realize I'm first to pick here on the carousel. Whoops, I forgot about that. Because there's definitely an item I want, and that's that Spear of Shojin. It's a good thing the other player that was on 1 HP was asleep at the wheel as well. Both of us not paying attention. I'm definitely going to put this on the Misfortune so that she will cast more often. With the Zeeks on Neela, she's actually going to cast at a reasonably good speed in these fights. So now I just need to get a little bit more damage on her. Also, there's a Nunu in the store, so I got to pick this up. That's way better than the Galio. And here, I'm going to get the Vayne 3-star from Grillo. So I believe that's Grillo's last send, but definitely worthwhile to do. So let's go ahead and put this unit in. And what did I get? Oh, I ended up getting he also sent me a mascot emblem over here. So I actually have an additional +1 mascot right now. I'm kind of on an awkward number in 5. So I guess what I could do is I could take out the, I could take out the Alistar and just put a mascot emblem on someone, because I don't need Alistar on my board anymore. The problem is I've already sold Jinx, so now I don't get Prankster trait for playing Echo. Whoops. Definitely shouldn't have taken that unit out. I guess I could look to play a unit like Zac or something, though. Zac makes a really good mascot. And, well, I did manage to get Nunu, and I do also have Vayne in, so that's pretty nice. 3-star Vayne, a huge increase in damage over the 2-star Vayne. Her itemization is very good. She's got the Last Whisper to shred armor on the enemy team. She's got the Rage Blade, and then she's the Giant Slayer, which is really good against the various different 3-star units here in the lobby. So I actually end up beating 2 boards here, and I'm able to knock out that team. Also, going over to reinforce Grillo's board, is that going to be enough to win this fight? They have a 3-star Yuumi, but no items on the Yuumi. And look at that Echo on Grillo's side. Look at that Echo. So now it's down to just us and the other team. So just going to be a 1v1 going forward here. Well, I will go ahead and make use of this mascot emblem. I think Grillo was able to make it, and he didn't have any use for it, so he sent it over to me. I'm going to send over the 2-star Echo to him, and I'll use my reroll. I didn't find anything there. And now I really can just sell the Sorakas because I can't send them over to him. We only have the cheap send, so we were thinking about maybe sending him the Sorakas, but can't go ahead and do that. Also should probably take a look. Oh, it's the mascot board, and they do have 8 mascots, so I'm going to move Misfortune. Unfortunately, I realize I'm moving Misfortune away from the Zeeks, which I definitely don't want to do. Whoops. Need to reposition there. I end up giving the attack speed to Nunu. It's actually not wasted on him. He moves a little bit faster when he has the additional movement speed, but it would definitely be better on Misfortune so that she would be able to get her ult off a little bit quicker. So that is an 8 mascot board over there. The one good thing is I do have the heal cut. I have that Sunfire Cape. Very important that you put a heal cut in your board if you're up against a mascot team. It just reduces the healing from all those mascot units, cuts it in half, anyone who gets hit by the Sunfire. So even though this is an 8 mascot board, I'm actually holding my own, and Grillo's going to be able to win his match there. Nasus does 9,000 damage, Vayne does 13,000 damage. So we're like, all right, we're in this one. We're in this. We got this. We have a legit chance to catch up to this other team, at least based on what they're running right now. So yeah, Grillo is going for Echo 3-star. Yeah, I hit the 2-star Soraka, but I can't send it to him. It's unfortunate. I would love to send him this, but I can't do it. I don't have enough sends. He is, I believe, on 8 Echoes, though. So we're like, maybe we make Echo 3-star? What does Echo 3-star even do? I'll go ahead and read Echo's ability right now while we've got a minion around, just so I can cover him. Because even though he's on Grillo's board, he's going to be one of the featured units in this video. Okay, Echo. Aegis Prankstar Star Guardian, one of the best tank units in this set. His ability is called Star Darver, costs 150 mana. Echo dives in, grants himself a shield for 5 seconds, taunts nearby enemies. When the shield breaks, he emits a time field, deals damage to nearby enemies, slows their attack speed by 50% for 2 seconds. So his shield at 2-star is 700, but his shield at 3-star is 3,000 shield. And then when the shield breaks, it deals damage to units. But the shield does have to break to deal the additional damage. Also keep in mind, Grillo is running a 6 heart board, so he is going to be increasing the strength of those shields. Ah, there it is. 3-star Echo. There we go. So he's going to be increasing the strength of these shields as his units cast. So, I mean, it starts at 3,000 shield, but he's probably going to be getting like a 4,000, 5,000 shield as his units stack up the additional ability power with the heart trait. By the way, I definitely have to grab this ribbon and this Neela in the store. All right. So what are we up against? Well, one of the enemy teams is the 8 mascot board. The other board is this one. It's the laser core board with supers. So it's reroll Ash with supers over there. So I actually thought I was going to win this round, but even though like Nasus gets the aggression drop on Yasuo, that last knockup on the Yasuo ultimate is enough to win this. It's actually going to be a very close fight, but I am going to end up losing it. And now Echo, look at that 3-star Echo. 3-star Echo with double Gargoyle Stone Plates and an Atom of Visage. I don't know if the enemy team can kill that unit. Maybe in overtime. We are in overtime right now. The problem, yeah, look at the size of that shield. That is like a 6,000 health shield. The problem is Echo does not really deal damage either. Remember, Echo's shield have to break in order for him to deal damage. So if he doesn't break the shield, he doesn't actually deal damage. That fight ends up going to overtime, and so it just times out. And that's not going to work for us. We have less health than them. So if these fights go to overtime and time out, that's not going to work. We're just going to bleed out health. So we actually do need to win these rounds, not just have them become effective ties over time. And that's one where it doesn't quite work out for us. Anyway, I'm trying to roll here. I am on 6 ribbons. At least I do 7 ribbons. Now I hit 1 more. And I do manage to 2-star the Misfortune, so that's pretty good. But yeah, they just hit 3-star Zed. That's not what we want to see. 3-star Zed. That's another 4-class 3-star. This is what's fun about playing double up mode. You get to see stuff like this. So we have 3-star Echo, and they have 3-star Zed. They also have an 8 mascot board as well, so we really don't want them to hit 2-star Nunu for their board. That'll make them a lot stronger. It's like, oh boy, this was looking good, but wait a minute, wait, what? It wasn't the Zed coming over to reinforce? No, it was Grillo coming over to reinforce me. It was like, wait, what? So yeah, Grillo actually won that round. And I'll try to get some footage showing this. I believe I have some video footage showing this later in the fight. Basically, Zed was causing Echo to pop off in these fights. The Zed does not have an aggression drop. Zed does not have Hackster trait in for some reason. No hacker. So he is not going into the back lines like he should. Zed was going on to Echo, and he was doing enough damage because he's a 3-star unit that he was popping Echo's shield, and then Echo's shield was exploding and killing the whole enemy team. So yeah, the Zed 3-star actually kind of helping us in these fights. It is not the best itemization for the Zed. The Bloodthirster Giant Slayer, I mean, it's not terrible or anything, but you really would like Edge of Night. You wouldn't mind having something like the Less Whisperer for Armor Shred. You really would like to get some kind of an aggression drop over there. Oh, this fight is so close, but Misfortune not quite able to win that one. So how's Grillo going to do over there on his board? This one's close, but again, Grillo, so it's like Grillo does not match up well with the mascot board because his damage is not high enough to get through the mascot healing. But I don't match up as well with the Zed board because I have trouble killing the 3-star Zed. So is this fight going to time out in overtime? No. Instead, we just lose the fight. It was like, down to 1 HP. Okay, well, at least we get first pick off Carousel. And there is something useful here for me. I mean, there's a number of useful things. I could get, like, the Prankster emblem as well. But I'm going to take the Jeweled Gauntlet, so Misfortune's ability can now crit. And Grillo is going to take the Prankster Crown, because that's going to allow him to run Prankster 3. Now, hardly anyone ever runs Prankster 3. It's a trait that has 3 units. It has the Jinx, Zoe, and Echo. But people usually just write Prankster 2. Prankster 2 is what caused the target dummy to spawn. Prankster 3, which people hardly ever run, causes the dummy to stun the enemy that killed them for 1.5 seconds. So now, Grillo is going to have a stun in play on the target dummy for Prankster as well, and that's going to be pretty useful. All right, here, because I have the extra mascot, I decide I'd rather play I will rather play a Sejuani because she's got the AoE stun, which I think would be really useful against the Zed board. I'll just go ahead and make that swap. You can see I also did manage to hit 3-star Riven, and that's a really big deal. Probably should have commented on that earlier. But that's a big deal. That's going to make my front line much tankier. This is the matchup that's better for us anyway, so we're hoping that we can win this. But and remember, we're on 1 HP. We have to win every single round, so it's not enough for me just to win this. I have to win this and try to get over to Grillo's board quickly, because if like this times out and goes to overtime, it's going to be a loss for us because a double loss knocks us out of the game. I'm going to hurry and get over there. Ooh, looks like Grillo was on it. He had 1 unit left. He had a Zoe left and nothing else. So, wow. That was close. But now here's the danger round. This is me against the 3-star Zed. This is the one I've been having trouble with. Have not been doing very well against the Zed board. So I'm going to have to try to see if I can survive this one. I'm also now on, what is I, 6 Neelas. So trying to get Neela up to Neela 3-star would not be bad. That person only has 2 items on their Zed. I don't know what they're doing. They should really have moved an item over to the Zed at some point. Having a 3-star 4 cost that's not fully itemized is really bizarre. But they have not managed to hit that yet. And they also still don't have Hacker Trait in. I don't know why they're missing Hacker Trait. It would really be good for Zed. He could get in the back line and start hitting Vayne, but nope. Gets stuck on the front lines, which is what I want. He's on the Riven. He's on the Nasus, so I'm still trying to watch the Zed in this fight. Looks like Zed did get hit by the Sejuani ult. That's pretty big. We're focusing the Yasuo. Oh, there we go. Nasus popped in. Nasus got him with the Q. Oh, Nasus. Wow. Nasus popping off here at the end of the game. How many stacks does this guy have? It has to be a lot by now. I've been playing him since the very beginning of the game. And there we go. Gonna get over there and reinforce. So we're gonna win that round as well. Looks like it's gonna come down to one final round. And oh, guess what? The enemy team is looking to play Bel'Veth 3-star. They're on 8 Bel'Veths. I'm actually gonna lock my store to pick up a Bel'Veth so that they can't grab it. You might be like, why were you locking your store there? It's because they have 8 Bel'Veths. We do not want them to hit Bel'Veth 3-star. That would not be good. We do not want another 4-cost 3-star. So I am going to grab 2 Bel'Veths out of the pool. So right now there's 10 of them out of the pool. There's 12 4-costs, 12 of each 4-cost in the pool. So this should make it at least a little bit harder for them to hit that unit. Let's keep our fingers crossed they don't manage to get a champion duplicator or one of them find another Bel'Veth. They're both on 0 gold, so they should not have too much ease hitting it. All right, so what do I want here? I was like, let's just take another Zeke's, right? We've already got 1 Zeke's. Let's try 2. That's going to allow Vayne to pop off and also MF to get her ult off faster. So we're trying to watch here. It's like, oh, man, please don't hit this last unit. I'm actually just bowling for Bel'Veths pretty much at this point. Like, come on. Can we hit that? And there's another Neela. Okay, so if this ends up going longer, well, it's not going to go longer. I guess I could technically sell the Bel'Veths on, like, the last second and roll for the last Neelas, like, after they've used up all their gold. So are they going to hit it? It does not look like they do. Okay. And the good news is this is the better matchup for us as well. This is me against the mascot board and Grillo up against the Zed board, which is what we've been doing better on throughout this match. So I'm cautiously optimistic that we can win this one here. I'm also going to try to check in on Nasus because it looks like this might be the final round of the game. We're at 125 fame, so that is like 700 health, something like that. And look at the Nasus. Where am I going to right-click on him? Oh, 600 AD. And his ability does 1,427 damage. So yeah, we actually win the last fight pretty easily. Both of us won very neatly, but we win like the last 4 rounds in a row, double winning the rounds to avoid getting knocked out on 1 HP and clutch out this very close victory. So like I said, trust in the scaling. Nasus with all the stacks, the 6 heart board with the 3-star Echo. How often do you get to see 3-star Echo against 3-star Zed? Fun times indeed. The benefits of playing double up mode, you get to see crazy stuff like that. Well, anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Until next time, hope you guys are having a great week. Until then, take care, folks.